What is up, YouTube? Once again, this is Robski signing in. It is April 3rd, 2018. Congratulations to the Villanova Wildcats on a second title in 5 years. They're developing quite a reputation there. Great basketball team. Still, out of the tournament, the best thing that I saw was the UMBC Retrievers beat Virginia. That was by far, that was one of my most favorite moments ever. I'll remember that for the rest of my life. But congratulations to Villanova for putting together a good program. Not a lot going on today. I got a couple days off from my day job, which is nice because I've been working a lot, and just wanted to once again call in. I had to weigh in on something that I am, as most of you people know who know me personally, I'm not a Facebook guy, but I've been talking about something that's been kind of bothering me for a while, and I wanted to get people that have seen my comments about this certain subject. I wanted to explain myself a little better, so not to enrage you. But basically, I think it was last week, I heard on the radio that the student, there was a bunch of Idaho students calling for Rob Spear to lose his job because of a sexual harassment case that happened back in 2013. And so they're calling for Rob Spear to resign at his job. And the reason why I weighed in on that was because there's so much irrationality. There's so much blame that's not correct. I briefly met Mr. Rob Spear back in 2008, 2009 when I was just simply a student there. I was at my last year of college. And the one thing I do know about that guy, like I said, I don't know him very well, but I know, I remember talking to him. He has a lot of passion for his job. He loves his university. He loves all sports there, not just men's football, but he was, he talked a lot about how well women's volleyball did. He talked a lot about how well these other sports programs did. And, a lot of these students, they didn't see that. Well, 10 years later, these people are these people are calling for his job. And he has nothing, now and like I said, I don't know if he's doing a good job or a bad job, but wanting a guy to resign or firing a guy for somebody else doing sexual harassment. Let me make this clear, okay? There was, what these students are referring to was there was a football player back in 2013 who sexually harassed somebody, okay? So Rob Spear is just an athletic director. He's not the football player that did it, okay? The student population that guy's probably not even a vandal anymore. He's probably not even associated with the university anymore. And they're going after Rob Spear, who had nothing to do with it. And I'm fed up with this culture, this blaming culture, okay? I tell you guys the truth. And you want to know what the truth was? When I was up at Idaho, sexual harassment took place. Before I became there, sexual harassment took place. When I was at Whitworth, when I was at Linfield, sexual harassment takes place every day, and it takes place on every campus. It takes place on Christian campuses. It takes place on, it's real. It's happening. Okay. Sexual harassment cases are also very bad because there's not a lot of facts involved with them. A lot of it comes down to he said, she said. Okay. So a solution for this. Okay. Moms and dads, if you got a daughter that's going into college, encourage them to carry mace or some sort of weapon, okay? Because then at least she can defend herself. But that's the reality. No administrator is going to protect people from sexual harassment. It's something that people need to police themselves, and it's something that people need to use common sense on. Okay. What was I going to say else? So again, the reason why I'm, saying this kind of stuff is because there is a man who loves his job, who loves his university, who he works for, who loves his sports teams that he, works for and schedules games for, and like I said, students are calling for his job because of something somebody else did 5 years ago. Makes no sense at all. And that's why I wanted to weigh in on that. Just found out, by the way, that one of my brothers in my fraternity kind of stabbed me in the back. I don't want to get into the details about it, but basically that guy, I don't know that guy. I haven't seen him in 12 years. He doesn't care about me. He doesn't, none of those guys have reached out to me and asked me how I was doing. So, the hell with that guy, I don't know. So there's that issue. And again, I think that, the general population just doesn't want to deal with reality. And that's what my comments were about Rob Spear. Anybody looked at my comments on Facebook, and I wasn't necessarily, people might have thought I was attacking certain political parties on that comment. Not really. I was more attacking a culture. I was more attacking a culture that likes to blame everybody but themselves. Attacking a culture that has an entitlement. Attacking a culture that, just thinks that, they can. I'm attacking a culture that thinks that, they've been amateurs their whole life, and they're attacking a professional, thinking that they can do the job better than this professional can. Okay, the professional is Rob Spear. He's been there for years. He's got that, whether you like him or not, and whether he's even you think he's doing a good job or not. The fact of the matter is, he was good enough, smart enough to get that job, and he's been a professional for years. And then you got these, punk amateur college students who are probably going to be living in their parents' basement here in the next couple of years, talking trash about Rob Spear and saying he should resign because of something he didn't do. Makes no sense at all. And that's what I was referring to in my comments. Okay, so I got plenty of liberal friends, and I'm not attacking you for voting left or being liberal or voting Democrat. That's not what that's about. I got plenty of friends, and I love them just the same as my Republican friends. It's not the issue. The issue wasn't about gun control either. It has nothing to do with it. The issue is about people illogically, irrationally attacking somebody who is not guilty of, he can't, one guy can't control, 50, 300, however many. One guy cannot be responsible for every single athlete at the university. You just can't do it. I don't care who you put in that position. He's not going to be able to police every single athlete. Okay, that's the parent's job, but more importantly, that's the individual's athlete's job, is to police themselves, and is to understand, especially if you're a football player. Okay, there's two sides to this. Okay, if you're a football player, you got to understand that you basically, you see a woman that you're interested in. Okay, you have a personal space. She does not invade your personal space, because you have to be that extremist when you're a college football player. Because whether it isn't, or it isn't, you're going to be the one that they're going to, press charges against, or you're going to be the one that the public goes after. I'll tell you what, as a bouncer, I've been sexually harassed. I've been punched in the face. I've been insulted by women. I've been sexually harassed by women. I've been punched in the face by women. And do I get people feeling sorry for me? Do I get any of that? No. And you know what? I don't care. I don't care. You know? I mean, it's happened to me several times. You know? And now I'm not saying that, you know, you should care or not care. That's not the point. The point is that, you know, if you're a male football player at a university, you need to watch what you do. You need to watch what you say. And you need to be very careful about pursuing somebody romantically. Okay, you have to, might as well drop a contract. It's getting ridiculous. So that's all I want to comment today. I got several other things I got to do. Got a lot of stuff to do today. Thank God I got a day off. But again, guys, you know, it's not the only way to change this culture is for each individual to make the choice to do so. The NFL, Roger Goodell, you know, Adam Silver, whoever, they're not going to be able to change that culture. Okay, the only people that can change the culture are the people committing the crime. So, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and let that marinate. Another thing I want to reach out to all you YouTubers, be careful what kind of entities you join, and be careful. I'm referring to that individual who stabbed me in the back, because you got to understand, when you join certain organizations, this organization I joined is similar to, like, I don't want to compare this to the Marines, but it's like, you know, when you join the Marines, like, oh, I got your back because you're a Marine, okay? Be careful with stuff like that, because it's like people that are closest to you, you know, people that call you brother, your real brothers and your real sisters are your immediate extended family. Your immediate family, and then your real cousins are your extended. Okay, you should trust your relatives. Don't trust anybody else. Okay, I don't care how many friends you got on Facebook. Okay, your real friends, you probably only got about 5 of them. Okay, a real friend will bail you out when you're in a bad situation. A real friend will stick up for you when you're being attacked by many people. Okay, so just because somebody joins your club or is a part of an organization you're part of and says, oh, you know, you're a brother, you know, that's not your brother. That's just another person joining the same event that you are. Doesn't mean, just because you guys have similar interests, doesn't mean somebody won't put that cold knife in your back. So watch your back, YouTubers. It's Robski out.